Have you ever found yourself wondering why someone just couldn't see your value? Why they may have overlooked your kindness, or why they ignored your effort, or took your loyalty for granted, or walked away as though everything you brought into their life meant nothing? Whether you should have tried harder, or whether you just simply weren't enough for them to say. But today I want to offer you a different perspective. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing that our value depends on whether someone else recognizes it. But what if the most important person who needs to actually recognize and appreciate your energy is actually you? We often think that our most valuable possessions are things like money, or our appearance, or our career, or our achievements on paper, but I don't think that they are. I think your greatest asset is your energy, your attention, your compassion, your creativity, your time, your emotional presence. Every day we wake up with a limited amount of resources. Every conversation that you have, every relationship that you invest in, every text message you send, every hour you dedicate to another person, you are spending pieces of your life that you will never get back. That alone makes your energy incredibly valuable. The question is, are you treating it this way? When someone doesn't appreciate you, we naturally ask, why can't they just value me? But perhaps this is the wrong question. Instead, ask yourself, did I recognize my own value when I was giving so much of myself away? Sometimes we continue pouring out love and patience and emotional energy into people who have repeatedly shown us that they either won't or they just can't meet us in the same way. And that doesn't make them cruel all of the time necessarily. Sometimes people just have different capacities, priorities, and ways of relating. But if you're constantly waiting for someone else to confirm your worth before you believe it yourself, then you will always feel like you are chasing something that just stays out of reach. Think about it like a piece of art. One person will walk into a gallery and stare at a painting for about 20 minutes, whereas another person will walk in and not even give it a second glance. The observer simply didn't connect with it. And people are like this too. Some people will immediately notice your warmth straight away, whereas others will completely dismiss it. Some will value honesty, others may be more focused on excitement, status, or stability. Their inability to appreciate what you bring does not automatically reduce its value. It simply means that they weren't the right person to recognize it. Imagine carrying around an incredibly rare diamond but just believing that it was a regular stone. Not because it wasn't valuable, but because you didn't realize what you were holding. And we do the same thing with ourselves and our lives. We apologize for existing. We over-explain. We tolerate disrespect. We chase people. Not because we deserve any of these things, but because we've simply forgotten how precious our own energy really is. When you begin to appreciate your own energy, your standards naturally change. You stop asking, how can I make them choose me? And instead you start asking, does this relationship actually deserve access to me? And this shift changes everything. So many of us feel such a pressure to constantly prove ourselves, to be more powerful as a person, to be more successful in the world, to be more attractive, to be more useful. But your value isn't something that you achieve through endless performance. You don't become worthy because you finally achieve enough. You already possess worth simply because you exist. Everything else is an expression of that worth, not proof of it. When we truly understand this, we stop performing for acceptance and we begin showing up as ourselves. And that kind of quiet confidence is incredibly powerful. And one of the healthiest habits that you can actually develop is noticing your own goodness before anyone else does. At the end of each day, you can ask yourself, what did I do today that I am proud of? Where did I show kindness? How did I grow as a person? What strength did I demonstrate? And how did I honour my own values? The more you become a witness to your own life, the less dependent that you actually become on any external influences or applause. And self-regulation like this is definitely not arrogance. It's just awareness. If someone handed you a priceless family heirloom, you would not just leave this lying around for anyone to misuse. You would protect it. Your energy deserves the same amount of respect. That means creating healthy boundaries, walking away from relationships that drain you, and spending time with people who leave you feeling replenished rather than diminished. Allowing yourself to rest without feeling guilt. And remembering that saying no to something that harms your peace often means saying yes to yourself. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is responsible. One of the most exhausting things that we can do is spend years trying to get someone to appreciate us. Trying harder and giving more and explaining ourselves over and over and over again. But genuine appreciation, it isn't something that you can force. The people that are capable of recognising your value, they won't often need a sales pitch from you. They'll simply value your presence. That doesn't mean that every relationship has to be perfect, but you no longer feel as though you have to earn the basic respect, care and appreciation that healthy relationships naturally include. But just imagine if that person who spoke the most kindly about you was actually you. And just imagine if that person who was the most protective of you was actually you. And just imagine also if that person who noticed your heart was actually you. That relationship really changes everything. And so if there is one thing that I hope you take away from this video, it is this: that your energy is precious. Your time is precious. Your attention is precious, and your presence is precious. And none of these things become less valuable simply because one person failed to see them. Become the first person to notice your own light. Protect it, invest in it, and never forget that your worth isn't determined by who chooses to acknowledge it. It is something that has always existed within you. And thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm so grateful. I hope this video did resonate with you, and please let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Have you ever realised that you were looking for someone else for validation that actually you could only give to yourself? And if you enjoyed this video, then also please don't forget to subscribe and join me for more conversations about topics such as confidence and emotional independence, and building a life that is really rooted in genuine self-worth. And take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.